Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video we're gonna be talking about the LAHN. Now, this will be my final video for the Black Desert genre. Yeah, this will be my last Black Desert content, so for those that are new to the channel and you're looking for new Black Desert content from me, I'm very sad to announce that I am no longer doing Black Desert content. I have talked about this on my previous video. You can watch that one if you want to for some reason. You don't need to. Alright, so let's talk about the LAHN. Later on, we will have Ft.Kingzon, who's going to be showcasing the LAHN arenas. But for now, let's talk about the skills. First one will be Falling Blossom. Now, this one is just a PvE skill. As you see there, the base power is pretty low. Let me just open the ref calculations for this one, because I think we need to keep on maintaining with the format that we've done so far. Alright, so this one will have a 7, that's 9 plus 7, that is 16. Alright, 16 per level, so we multiply that by 10, so 160. Okay, so 160 plus 491. That will be a 651 base power at level 10, and you will multiply this by 2 because it hits twice, giving this a 1300% base power skill. Very, very low base power, doesn't really do anything, so it's just for PvE, as you can see there. Okay, next one will be Crescent Barrage, as you see there. This one will be a knockback skill. This one also has very low base power, however it does have the flow Staccato Slash. This is pretty much what it does without the flow, and this one will be with the flow. There you go. Okay, now this one also has very, very low base power. Yeah, it gets like 10% per level, 100, so like 409 times 3. That's give or take 1200%, so it's pretty low, guys, pretty low damage. All right, this is mainly used for the Seret branch, so you can use this for some Seret. You can use this for healing. It does have pretty low cooldown at only 5 seconds, so you may use Seret on this one. It's already got very low base power, so you don't really need to add all. Like, even adding all will not add a lot of damage, so might as well use Seret instead. Next one will be Briar of Thorns. Now this one is a very, very good skill. I'll show you what it does. It does a daze on the first hit. So the moment you clip someone with that first slash, it already dazes. So yeah, it dazes. Very nice. Now, this one is very interesting because this skill has very, very high range, especially when you have the passive up. But we'll talk about it later. Let's talk about the base power of the skill. It gets roughly around 11% base at level 10. So 11 times 10, that's going to be 110. We'll multiply that, and we'll add that with 326. That's going to be a total of 436. 436, we'll multiply this by 5 because it hits 5 times, making this a 2180 or 2200% base power skill. Very, very fast cast, very good range, and it's very low cooldown at 6 seconds. It also increases AP and also increases crit chance, so it's really nice. Yeah, you can use the skill very effectively in arenas or in field. Both works very well. This is also one of her main skills, so make sure to use that. One of her best opening skills as well. Alright, next will be Dance of Death. Now this is going to be your first stab, or going to be your first super tier attack power, or super tier attacking power, which is your highest damage filler skill. Now, how much does this do? Let's do the rough maths. This one will give a total of 11% per level, so 110. We'll add 110 into 340, making this a 450% base power skill. And we'll multiply this by 8, giving this a 3600% base power. So this skill is pretty good. Now, this skill, like the Briar of Thorns, have a niche, and that niche is remaining cooldown of evasion 0.5 seconds upon skill use, and this stacks indefinitely with the rest of the skills with the same mechanic, such as the Briar of Thorns. This one also reduces your remaining cooldown of your evasion by 0.5 seconds. So it's really nice. You can half cast this into something else and just to buy off cooldown for your evasion. Very, very good. Next will be the skill Blooming Slash. Now this is going to be your main opening skill. It has very, very low base power, so it actually hits twice, so giving this a total of probably around 1200%, give or take roughly. It does have reduced MP cost, making this a 15 MP cost, and that's about it. Cooldown's about 6 seconds, and what you can do is you can actually stall the second hit for quite a bit, so it's actually quite nice. And it also increases DP, so you're much tankier. Very, very nice skill, yeah? Very, very good skill, this one. However, if you want to connect this to another day skill, you need to connect it from the moment the stun clips. You can't go stun, and then stun again, and then open a daze. It won't have time, because the second hit has a very long backswing. Next will be Pendulum Purote. Yeah, whatever that thing is, I'm very sorry. It has a base power, it was pretty low base power, yeah, I probably wouldn't be talking about this. It has no CC whatsoever, it's just there as a form of damage filler. This is probably just going to be used for farming. Next will be Twirling Strike. Now this is going to be your main burst damage. This thing has a base power of, let me check, give me real quick. This will be a 552 minus 534. That's 18% per level, so 180 at level 10. We'll multiply this and we'll add this with 534, making this a 714% damage per hit. And this, you can multiply this by 3 because it hits 3 times. This is very, very fast, as you see there. Yeah, and it changed to a lot of things as well. So it's very, very fast. This thing has a very, very fast cast. It also has pretty good, you can actually double cast this with something else, and it will enable around a double hit, like 4,200% in a very short amount of time. So this is actually really nice. Like the skill is like genuinely a really, really good skill. It has pretty good spread as well. It looks like it doesn't have a lot of reach, but it actually does. I'll just show you here a little bit in open arenas, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alright. Should be over here. Alright. Should be over here. So now if I go here, if I do it from very close up like this, obviously it will clip, as you see there. But you can actually do it from here. So you see there, it still clips, right? The damage still clips. You can actually go here and it still clip. Probably not, yeah, but here probably it will. Give me a second. Yeah, just one tiny step and it actually clips. So the reach is actually pretty nice. The radius is quite big. You just need to know the soft spot of where to cast it from. You can half cast this and it will actually be pretty nice. You can actually do something like this, as you see there, yeah? You can use your first skill, which is the Crescent Barrage, and then into the Twirling Strike. So it's actually really nice. You can use this effectively with different sets. You can also go from Dance of Death to Twirling Strike as well. So something that you can probably do is like you can use this skill to segue into the other one. You can go something like this for a combo if you want something. You can go like Twirling Strike, like you can go like this. Stun into a daze, and then you're gonna knock back someone with this, and then you're gonna use Dance of Death, and then Twirling Strike, Dance of Death again, and then Twirling Strike. That works as well. So you can actually use a lot of different sets for this one. LAHN is a very versatile class. Next, let's talk about one of the last most important skills will be the Pendulum Kick. Now this one has a 5-second cooldown. It is a super armor in the arenas as well. It does have the evasion cooldown negative mechanic, and it also has anti-grab and also pulls enemy on the first hit. So if an enemy is slightly further away, it'll pull someone closer to you, closer to the rest of your skills. So this is actually quite nice, and the base power of this skill is actually quite respectable. We'll do a rough math on this one. Give me a second. So this gets about 13% per level. 13, so 130% to level 10. We'll add this with 375, making this a 505 base power. And we'll multiply this by 5. So this thing is effectively a 2500% base power stab. So it's a very, very strong, yeah, very, very strong stuff. This thing, very, very broken stuff. Super, super, super good. It also has Seret, so yeah, it's pretty fucked up because it also heals. This thing has a heal of about, give me a second, gets 10 per level, so maybe 140 per level. We'll just, yeah, so 140, we'll multiply this by 5, so that's 700 healing, yeah? So this skill is a super armor skill in the arenas and also heals, and it's further amplified by Seret. If arenas heal you for about 600 HP per cast, means that this skill effectively is a 1300 HP heal per cast at a 5-second interval. Very, very strong skill, yeah? I think this is one of the skills that makes LAHN very strong even in the arenas, because it also has anti-grab, it's good at trading, it's good at stalling, it's just a really, really good class. Next will be the skill Crescent Tango. Now this is going to be your first iframe skill. It has a very low cooldown of 8 seconds. I'm just kidding, that's not low actually, it's pretty long. However, the skill does have a pure iframe and it dazes on the first hit. And what you can do is you can actually backhand this like so. Give me a second, I'll just target this one, and you can actually use this and you target behind them like so. And what that will do is that will break forward guard. So it has a pretty good usage. You can use this for a ton of coverage, yeah? Very, very strong. So all in all, this class does have one forward guard break. It has 2 anti-grab, and the rest of our kits are pretty much centered around trading and stalling, and this class is perfect for that because this class have the best evasion uptime out of all classes. I'll just show you what her evasion looks like, and this is going to be purely iframe, right? Like you see there, it's very, very long. As you see there, this thing is pretty messed up, and if you didn't realize what just happened, you can actually hold the evasion button, and that will enable you to actually chain your evasion. That's actually pretty crazy if you don't know. It's actually pretty nuts, yeah? As you see there, it just keeps on buying time for your evasion. It's super, super strong. So you can do this, and like so. And like so, yeah? This thing is super, super good, guys. I'm not joking. The evasion is super, super broken. You can go like so, you can go like this. It's just super, super good, yeah? Evasion of this class is super top-notch. Really, really good. Next, let's talk about the last skill before the buff. This will be the Deadly Saute. This is gonna be, yeah, pretty much it has no CC. This is just for farming or something else. I'm not quite sure. I've never actually used this skill, so I don't really know what it does either. But from judging from what I can see, it has no branches. Base power is pretty low, so it's probably just a damage filler. But it's not even great, so probably just forget about it. Next one will be the Elegance of Marigold, and this is gonna be your buff skill. Now this thing applies Zenith, which is your passive. It also gives you 10% movement speed and attack boost. So this thing is super good. The rest of the kits of the buff skill is pretty much the same as other classes. 5%, 500 HP heal, AP boost, and evasion cooldown reduction. So it's super, super good, yeah. And finally, let's talk about the passive, which is the most important part of this video. Zenith applies for 15 seconds by using skills. Alright? When you have Zenith, PvP damage taken minus 20%. Now that is fucked up. Alright, so this thing has this is a very, very bulky class, yeah? This class is super bulky. It has 20% damage reduction. It nullifies reduced movement speed debuff when gliding. Now, what does this gliding mean? Whenever you're gliding means whenever you use evasion, whenever you use whatever skills, like this Crescent Tango, it actually applies this Zenith, which is super, super good. Alright, this also increases attack speed and also apply the following effects for 15 seconds upon activation. On the second use, increase attack speed up to 2 stacks. Gain 2 attack speed stacks if skill hits. On the third skill use, attack range plus 15%. And this is where this Briar of Thorns becomes a problem. Now I'll just show you here real quick what I mean. All right, so now I'm at which is gonna be the Zenith Discipline, and now this is what my Briar of Thorns can do. I'll just show you here real quick. You see there? It clips from this far. I think I can probably still clip him from this range. No, probably move one step forward. Yeah, that one clips, all right? So as you see there, very, very crazy range. The moment you got the Zenith up, you get a damage amp, 20%. So this skill, this Zenith gives you 20% damage reduction, 20% spell amp, a lot of attack speed, movement speed debuff nullification, and boss damage 10%. So the passive is top notch. It's super, super good. It's a very good skill. And I think the rest of her kits are pretty natural. There's not really a lot of different things that you can go wrong with it. The class is very bulky, it's very stally. You have a very good evasion, and yeah, as you can see there, very, very good class. Yeah, very strong. You can also this class also has a very, very crazy uptime on the immunities. So yeah, you can actually use this to your benefit. If I were you, I'll probably do something like this. You can go like with this skill, pendulum kick into this, and then you can use this, and then you can use evasion once. But the evasion, the neutral evasion of this class is really bad, which is the one where you don't use your analog. It looks just like that. It's just really bad. What you want to do is you want to use the directional one. That's better instead. Okay, this is what it does pretty much. You can go like this and like this, pendulum kick, this, you can use this once, and by the time you're done, you have this one again, and repeat. Super, super good uptime on the immunity. You can also go like this. You can use your evasion like so. Go like that, kick, evasion again. By the way, her kit is centered around you using these skills to lower down the evasion cooldown. Okay, super, super good stuff. I think that's gonna be about it from me for this part of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that all this time of us doing BDM content has been very insightful and entertaining for the rest of my viewership, for my subscribers and my supporters. Thank you so much for the support for the BDM content. This will be my final goodbye from the BDM content going forwards. And I have Kingzon today, who's going to be playing the LAHN to showcase this part of the series as the final part. I'm very sorry to the rest of people who are waiting for the rest of the class for the How Good Is series. It's not going to happen. And for Japan being the last region for the multi-region player showcase series, I didn't really manage to do that as well, because I think I was always actively looking for a Japanese player to showcase, but it's very, very hard to find someone competent enough for the exact purpose of that. So very, very sorry, and also thank you to everyone. Moving forwards, we'll be moving to a different game. There's a new game called Dragon Sword, and this new game is probably one that I'll be moving to when it's released. It is not released yet, but it will be released soon, so look forward to that one. And I guess that's it from me, and let's look at Kingzon, who's gonna be showcasing the LAHN. Enjoy.